Did someone say in court that made you burst out laughing? 1. I was listening to a child custody hearing. The mother's lawyer was asking the parent's little daughter some questions. It went something like this. Can you show us where daddy touched you? No. Where on your body did daddy touch you that made you feel sad? No. Where? Did daddy touch you anywhere? No. Then, why did you say that daddy touched you? Because that's what you told me to say. 2. I was in a pool for a jury on a case defended by my wife's boss, a lawyer in a small office. The juror selection process was long and tedious, but my turn finally came to answer a series of questions posted on an easel. I answered directly my name, address, distance from home to court, etc. When it came to the question, do you know anyone involved in this case? I answered yes, I know the defense attorney. When asked how do you know him, I answered I sleep with his secretary. The courtroom began to chuckle and buzz, and the court reporter's shoulders started to bob. I couldn't see his face, but I'm told he was laughing. 3. During jury selection there was this snappily dressed guy that seemed to think he was the smartest guy in the room. During the part of selection, at the beginning, where the judge asks if there is anybody unable to serve, he raised his hand. This was Monday and he smugly and arrogantly said he is giving a presentation at a conference on Thursday in Denver. The court was in California, and therefore he obviously couldn't serve because he had to leave on Wednesday to get there, and the case was expected to take 3-4 days. The judge did a masterful job, lol. He asked the guy what his presentation was on, and the guy gave some networking techno gobbledygook. The judge asked a few more questions, and the guy was clearly thinking that the judge now understands the importance of being at that conference. The guy felt like he had an ironclad case for not being able to serve. Then, after lulling the guy into a false sense of security with a bunch of rapid-fire questions, the judge asks what would happen if you were sick on Thursday? The guy clearly did not expect that question. That was evident by the look on his face, deer in the headlights, and meekly replied I guess somebody else would have to give the presentation. The instant he said that, he regretted it, lol. The judge denied his request to be excused, and the jury pool broke out in laughter. 4. We had a guy who had a thing for sheep, if you know what I mean. Every few months we'd have to respond to a farm where the farmer had him at gunpoint because he caught him molesting his sheep. He'd be arrested, go to court, and the judge would order probation and counseling. This situation repeated itself for about 2 years. One night we got a hysterical call from the farmer's wife, requesting cops and an ambulance. At first we thought the frustrated farmer had finally shot him, but it was better than that. The idiot had gone into their barn and went after their horse. Suffice it to say he found out that a horse ain't sheep. Yup, that's where it kicked him. In court, the prosecutor was begging for jail time because this creep just kept on doing the same thing over and over and over. The defense attorney asked for probation and more counseling. The judge said he thought it was a waste of time, because he kept on, and wouldn't stay away. The defense attorney said, but counseling is working, Your Honor. He's leaving sheep alone. I won't go into any more details, but just know that the judge was pissed off, revoked his probation, finally, and sent this creep to prison. 5. I was waiting in the courtroom waiting for the case I was there for to be called. Different people would get up, tell their story, and the judge would do his thing. After seeing 7-8 traffic violations, a few neighbor disputes, the next victim was about an 80-year-old man. It is important that this was about 2010 in the Deep South Bible Belt. 80-year-old man was arrested because his neighbor had called the police about his large number of marijuana plants. The judge questioned him. He grew the marijuana after his early 20s grandson turned him onto it. Old man explained it helped him with his arthritis and his appetite. He had been having a hard time with maintaining his weight. The judge asked him how many olents he had. 3-4 he said. They were on his deck in his fenced-in yard. The judge said you got dragged in here over a couple pot plants, no one can get off your porch. Yep. Judge hit the gavel and laughed, saying go home and treat your arthritis. The spectators all started laughing, clapping and cheering. It is now 2024 and we still have no medical marijuana.